What's going on everyone in YouTube world? It's the Cockney biker. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. My friend Tom is currently drooling. He is in love. He is suffering from the heart palpitations. He's got the sweaty palms. He has seen for himself the new Indian 2020 Challenger. And what a beautiful looking bike that is. Now, Tom's always been content with his road glide. He's never had a problem with it. It's always served him well. Hasn't given him too many issues, more than just the basics, maintenance and all that. And so, you know, every time I brought up the possibility of other sort of motorcycles, he's always like, nah, I'm happy with mine. But now the Indian Challenger has shown its face, he's been checking out on YouTube and like on the websites and everything. And he's like, I want this. I at least want to try it out. So sometime soon in the next couple of weeks or so, we're going to take a run up to Shreveport, to the Indian dealership there. And he's going to take one out. He wants to know what it's like. And if that bike is as good as they say it is, he's going to trade something in, or he's going to get some loan. He's going to do something. He's going to want that bike in his garage. Quick, sharp, and in a bloody hurry. I mean, who can blame him? Have you seen that fucking bike? Was it 128 brake horsepower? 122 foot-pounds of torque at 5,000 revs? Liquid cooled 60-degree V-twin? 4 valves per cylinder? Overhead cam? I mean, a 108, obviously it's not the Thunderstroke 111, but a 108 with all of that gives it more revs, like to a maximum of what, 6,500 revs? It's got like a nice touring chassis, lightweight. For a bike of that size, they could have made it a lot heavier. So what, cast aluminium in it or something? Anyway, the frame mounted fairing is something that is pretty gorgeous. So yeah, the naysayers are saying that it's Indians' attempt at like grabbing hold of the road glide market. I don't particularly think that's the case. Now, I've heard a few other people say the same sort of thing as what I'm thinking here. I think what it is the Indian are aiming more towards the Goldwing owners. I think that's who they're trying to pit themselves against. That's the market share that they're after. People who don't particularly want Harley Davidson, but at the same time, they don't really sort of want to go like, you know, too much on the metric. As I say, it's meant to be a smooth, comfortable ride. It's got the hydraulic suspension, the inverted forks. It's got the colour schemes are pretty cool. Now the basic model comes in like titanium grey. Then you've got the Dark Horse, which is a completely blacked out version, which I think is really sexy. And then you've got like the Limited, which comes like in what's it, pearl grey, or no, it comes in like a black or a navy blue or like pearl white. White is not my thing. I wouldn't really want that. But like I said, Tom is going gaga over this bike, and who can blame him? Who can blame him? Now, the only thing that kind of gets me about that bike, not so much that it might be a deal breaker or anything like that, it's just that it's restricted to like 112 miles an hour. So I have to ask myself, you know, if they restricted it to that sort of degree, then the question is why? Because if they've been sort of like, if they've rushed out like the design on this bike and they've done some wind tunnel testing on it and they suddenly realise this thing becomes really unstable when you get more than like 115 or 120 miles an hour, so we're going to have to restrict them to 112. I don't know, that's a bit of a red flag for me. I'd like to know more about that. Now, if they're restricted because the manufacturer just believes that, you know, people are stupid and they're going to rip the arse out of like the motorcycles, then that's not for them to decide. You're taking away people's choices, and I don't really like that. Look, I'm all about safety, and I'm all about, you know, making sure that like when you set out on your bike you arrive home safe and sound and in one piece. I'm all about that. What I'm not about though is people forcing that on you. So it's like I've always said, the concept of freedom is the ability to make your own choices. Whether they're good choices or bad choices, or whether they come with good things or consequences. Freedom is being able to make that choice for yourself. And if your bike is restricted because they believe you're not able to like keep it under a certain speed limit, they've taken away that choice from you. Included in that choice might be a circumstance where you might actually need to open up your machine and go as fast as it possibly can because of like an emergency or because of something that can be excused. I'm pretty sure a copper wouldn't write you a ticket if you were like doing 150 mile an hour up the road to get to a location because somebody's life depends on it. Life is about making choices and making choices for yourself and to be able to live with those consequences. But that's just my rant about, like, you know, governors and restrictions and all that. I mean, it's understandable if you're talking about commercial vehicles, buses, school buses and the like. You know, if it's someone else's, if a company's vehicle, then yeah, they can do whatever they want. They restrict it to like 20 miles an hour if they want. But if it's your own vehicle that you pay good money for, then you're going to be pretty pissed off when you realise that bike or that car could have done so fast, but they purposefully stopped you from doing that because they just thought they knew better. Anyway, that aside, I mean, going back to the Challenger, I'm going to want to take that bike out for a spin. I mean, Dawn's going to really want to take that bike out for a spin. She's going to want to know what it looks like and what it feels like. I'm pretty sure she'll be really pleasantly surprised because, you know, with all of that power and all that torque and all that, and she loves torque and power and efficiency. I mean, horsepower is one thing, but torque. You've got a bike that can really lay on the torque thick, then you've got yourself an exciting little machine to play with. So what are my thoughts about the new Challenger? I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to try it out. I don't think I'll ever be really trading in Cherry here for one of those bikes. Well, I do want to feel it. I mean, like I said, I'm a guy who just loves trying out new machines. So any opportunity I get, I'll take it. But more than anything, it'll just be exciting to see Tom go out there and take it for a test ride and see what he says. I mean, he'll be flicking a coin as to whether he wants to get it in addition to his Road Glide or whether he wants to trade in his Road Glide for it. Yeah, beat the lights. It's got like the rear cylinder shut off, so it's not going to get too hot, but by the virtue of the fact that it is liquid cooled, it should run a little bit cooler. Well, anyway, that's me talking about the Indian Challenger. Cannot wait to see what it looks like or what it feels like. And if Tom likes it, he's going to pick himself up one. So we're going to get a lot of opportunities to like have a look at this bike and go over it with all of its pros and cons, all its good and bad. So anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. It's just down there and there's some more videos hovering around that you can check out. In the meantime, it's the Cockney Biker signing off. You take care of yourselves, you ride safe, and as always, laters!